What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend, but of course we had our first team eliminated over the weekend, that being the Memphis Grizzlies, from the actual postseason, not just the play-in tournament. As unfortunately the Grizzlies looked like they were on their way to win game 3, Ja Morant gets hurt, and now they are swept, and now there's going to be a lot of questions this offseason about Ja Morant's future, based off those rumors that popped up around the trade deadline after it was over, as he would be the next star potentially traded away. I didn't really mean to do quotations around the star, by the way. Ja Morant's absolutely a star. But let's go ahead and jump in and do a Memphis Grizzlies offseason rebuild now that they're eliminated for the playoffs. Let's talk about the possibilities that could happen for the Grizzlies this coming offseason. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 50,000 subs, and YouTube tells me about 56% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in 56%, want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Grizzlies, obviously, because in theory, this is a pretty solid team. They just haven't really had the postseason success whatsoever. Like I said, it looked like they were on the way to win game 3, and I believe it was Sintel that posted that Ja Morant said if he had stayed healthy for game 3, they would have tied the series. He had them figure it out. Did he actually say that? I'm not sure. I actually didn't actually see him say that. It was one of those accounts that always aggregates quotes or whatever. But the big question will be, do the Grizzlies trade Ja Morant this offseason? And I made a community tab vote yesterday about what you guys thought, and most of you said you see him staying in Memphis. So that's what we're going to try to do today. That's basically what that poll was for. If you guys would have voted for him to be traded, I would have done that today, but you guys said he's going to stay. So we're going to keep him in Memphis, which makes sense. He's 25 years old. But I could also see the other path, that you could trade him at peak value or whatever before he has like another off-court problem or whatever, because those do pop up, unfortunately. Now, do they trade like Jaren Jackson or Desmond Bane? That remains to be seen. I've always wanted to see this team get like a 4 or a second star next to Ja Morant, like Jimmy Butler when he was available. Obviously, Jimmy didn't want to come to Memphis. Or like maybe this offseason there's another option I'm thinking about. But let's go ahead to these playoffs and let's see who goes on to win the whole thing. We've done enough yapping, and then of course we have like 2 series, or I don't know how many is actually. It might be 4 series that right now are 3-1, which is unfortunate. But the Knicks beat the Timberwolves in 5 games. There was some crazy good basketball yesterday. Also, prayers up for Damian Lillard. Real unfortunate. You guys, most of you know he's one of my favorite, or he is my favorite player of all time. He's the reason why I started watching basketball in the first place like that. Why I'm a Blazers fan, and unfortunately, his career might be over. Who knows? Because Achilles injury at 35 years old could be absolutely brutal to come back from, but we'll see. Before the draft lottery, we got the Wizards getting 1, Mavericks 2. So the Mavericks got some lottery luck. They need that. Hornets 3, 76ers 4, and 5 Jazz. And our pick, I believe, is going to the Wizards this offseason from the Marcus Smart trade at pick number 20. Staff signing, of course, they fired Taylor Jenkins. I assume they want to stick with this guy. I assume a new head coach will be hired, if I had to guess. But the problem with that is there usually isn't like great options out here first offseason, I believe, but we could take a look. You do have like Jacob Underwood or Trent Peterson, so I guess we could maybe go with one of these guys, or Stauffer is here too, which I'm tempted by one of these guys, because I will say the Grizzlies just aren't a good simulation team in 2K, I've noticed. So I am going to go ahead and fire this head coach, even though, like I said, he's an interim, so I don't even think he'd be the guy. And I think I might go for, wait, Trent Peterson, no, he's not employed. So we can go for Underwood or Trent Peterson, even though they're not real, obviously. But to hopefully give this chance the best possible odds of simming to being a good team, I'm going to go for Trent Peterson. Because like I said, the Grizzlies just aren't a good simulation team, I've noticed. So we do have a challenge today on trying to make this team good. On draft night, we have 2 seconds, and then we have 3 firsts at our disposal. Which is nice. So after this, and then I guess we don't even have our 2026 first, which sucks. I thought we did for some reason. But we are going to be looking into the idea. The first idea that I had popped into my head, obviously, is the Suns with Kevin Durant. Could the Grizzlies get in on the Durant sweepstakes? Could he be the guy that fixes the Grizzlies? It sounded like Durant would be open to playing in a multitude of spots, and I think Memphis could be an interesting one. So I think that's where I'm going to start today. I don't even know if we're going to be able to pull this off. He's only on a 1-year deal, but I think this would be an interesting guy to bring in to this team if we're able to get to his contract salary. So we'll have to see if we even have enough assets and salary to match this. Do we have to throw in Desmond Bane? It would suck to do so, but I'd be open to it. So we're going to start with Gigi Jackson in the trade. We're going to start with J Huff in the trade. Brandon Clark's salaries in the trade. We need $32 more million. So it might have to be Desmond Bane, but would you throw this for Durant? That's the question. Now, I could see the argument for it because you could say that after, Durant's contract's expired, you're going to have a ton of flexibility with Jaren Jackson's contract being expired as well. So you could maybe give yourselves an option to, I don't know. It's an idea that I have in my head. And like I said, the Grizzlies are not a good sim team. So I do want to try something different. So I am going to try to see if we can do a Desmond Bane in this trade for Durant, potentially. This was my first idea that I thought about when it came to the Grizzlies. Could we bring in Kevin Durant? So would the Suns want Desmond Bane? I mean, I feel it could be a pretty good return, especially if the Suns don't plan on rebuilding. I guess Bane could be a pretty good pairing next to Devin Booker. It may be an interesting fit, I will say, but it would be a player they could, have around, and he's on a nice contract for the foreseeable future. So G Jackson, J Huff, Brandon Clark, and Desmond Bane. And then let's say you threw in one unprotected first because Desmond Bane's a pretty good player. So I think this would be my first idea because, like I said, even if this doesn't work, Durant's an expiring contract, and we have a ton of flexibility after that going forward next to Ja Morant. It does suck to trade quite a few players, but I think I'm down for this. We're going to make things different right away. So Kevin Durant is a Memphis Grizzly, which is going to be very interesting. So to also give this some shelf life, I'm going to move Durant's peak end age up. That way he doesn't regress like crazy. But a Ja Morant and Durant pairing is something I'm getting behind to start this video. So just like that, Durant will be a Grizzly. Now, there also could be an interesting conversation about maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo, especially with Damian Lillard's injury now. Like, with Giannis, I honestly feel like we might be seeing Giannis's last game in Milwaukee, coming up in game 5. Maybe last home game was in game 4. I just don't see a path to where the Bucks become contenders this offseason again, especially if Lillard's going to have an actual Achilles injury. I don't really know where they go from here with that. But let's go ahead, jump in the draft. So we already made a trade, a big one to say the least, for Durant to start this rebuild. So that was interesting. But I feel like there's some shakeup that needs happening in Memphis. So if we're not trading Ja Morant, we got to do our best to get better around him. So just like that, those are going to be our 2 second rounders. They're going to get a 69 and a 67. We'll sign both of them. Player options, none going on right now. And then Santi Aldama is a free agent, which honestly, there is interest in bringing him back. So we'll see about him. And then for free agency, we have Santi Aldama, Kennard, and Marvin Bagley all as free agents. So we have Ja Morant, Scottie Pippen, which is nice. John Conchar, Dink Pate, and Grant Foster. So obviously, John Conchar is not the guy I want starting at the 2 guard next year. Durant, Jalen Wells, which actually might have to move Durant back to the 4 because I totally forgot about Jalen Wells. So Durant might be playing. Well, you have Jaren Jackson there as well. So maybe Jalen Wells is playing 2 guard. I don't know. We have to find a way to keep him in the starting 5, obviously, but we'll figure it out. I think Jalen Wells might have to slide to the 2, which I think is fine. I think we can roll with that. But let's go ahead and make some other offers in free agency to improve the bench, and we'll have something going for this first season coming up. The first offer sheet, I guess this is an offer sheet I'm going to throw, is a backup center position to Day'Ron Sharpe. And then we are going to bring back Santi Aldama, I think, with, it might lessen our versatility going into next season, but I think Aldama is someone I would love to bring in if possible. So I'm going to give him 12.5. So we're going for Aldama. And then I don't mind signing Luke Kennard to another 1-year deal as well if he wants to come back. So Day'Ron Sharpe, Aldama, and Kennard would be a pretty solid bench to have. So I'll take that. And I think that's all we're going to be able to do. So first offseason is in the books. We've traded Desmond Bane away. Honestly, walking into this video, I didn't really know what I was going to do out of the gate. But I knew I wanted to try to trade for Durant. I just didn't know I would do it, actually. So Durant is up to 95, but he basically just stays the same overall that he was. Jaren Jackson, 89, Edie is up to 83, Jalen Wells, 81. We've moved Jalen Wells to the 2 guard because, obviously, I want to start Jaren Jackson. Zach Edey will still start at the center position, and then Day'Ron Sharpe will back him up. So this should be an interesting upcoming season number 1 with Ja Morant and Kevin Durant paired together. Like I said, the Grizzlies usually are not very good in the simulation, which is always disappointing, but we'll see how it goes this time. So we do have to cut someone, so I guess I'm gonna have to cut my 2nd round pick, unfortunately, or my later 2nd round pick. So let's go ahead and get in to year number 1, and I cannot wait to kind of see what this rotation is gonna look like. The 2K has listed power ranked 9th for us, which is nice. So our 4-star balance system, they actually want to start Day'Ron Sharpe, which I don't hate the idea of if Edey wants to come off the bench. So John Morant, Jalen Wells, Kevin Durant, Jaren Jackson, Daron Sharp, Zach Edey, Santi Aldama, Scottie Pippen, Luke Kennard, and Vince Williams is your bench. Not bad. So obviously the shot tendency should be to Morant and Durant, and that is the case. So, I just realized how much their last names, rhyme. Okay, Jaren Jackson's shot tendency does not need to be this high, actually. That might be something that would hurt. So we'll do something like that. And then Durant, obviously, I want it to be high. So something along the lines of this where both of them are obviously shooting a lot. And that should work. So we'll see how this goes. Let's simulate like the first month or whatever. I guess this isn't actually a month. But how do Durant and John Morant pair together? So far, not great. Although, a win streak could come and then things are turned around. And okay, we're over 500 at the moment. So 9-6 on the season. I'll see you guys at the end of year one. If I do stop at the trade deadline or do anything, of course, I will show you guys. But hopefully this team is really good by the deadline. And maybe we can make another trade to make us better. But so far, it's hit or miss. But we'll see. So we are at the trade deadline, and I am going to be making a trade here. So we're going to be sending Vince Williams, John Conchar, and 2 second-rounders for Prosper from the Mavericks. I knew I wanted to improve my bench, and getting Prosper still on his rookie contract sounds like the best way to do that. So we're going to make this happen, and then one thing we can do with Prosper is we can send him to the backup 3 position, and that would look really good. So obviously he will go up to a 79, which is awesome. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen him improve this much right away, but I am very happy to have him as a bench piece. So he'll be joining the bench, which is awesome. 79 overall at the end there. So that does kick out Luke Kennard's shooting, which does suck. But at the end of the day, Prosper is just a better overall player in the 2K overall. So we'll see how it goes. Right now, we're 4 games over 500, 7th seed in the West. But hopefully we can finally get on a win streak and get ourselves in the playoffs as a top seed here. So we'll see. So at the end of year one, Shea wins MVP, so probably back-to-back MVPs. Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year. DiVincenzo, 6th man. Giannis, Offensive Player. Mobley, Most Improved. And Shea's your Clutch Player. And Kids, your Coach of the Year. And Hobson is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team. All-NBA second. Do we get Grizzlies on here? No All-NBA first team for either of them, but we do get All-NBA third team John Morant. Unfortunately, we do not see Durant make one of these, which does suck. All defensive first team and all defensive second team. We don't get Jaren Jackson making one of these or anything like that. Here's all rookie teams. We didn't have a rookie playing for us. So we are the 6th seed in the West, and funny enough, we get to play the team that swept us last year, the Thunder. And Durant gets to play his former team. So here are your stats. You had 26 from John Morant, 25 from Durant, 15 from Jaren Jackson, 10 from Daron Sharp with 9 rebounds, 10 from Scottie Pippen, 9 from Aldama, 7 from Jalen Wells, 7 from Zach Edey with 8 rebounds, 5 from Kennard, and 4 from Prosper. So this will be interesting to see how this is going to go. But they want to throw Zach Edey in the starting 5 in the playoffs, which is totally fine by me. So let's see how this is going to go. So OKC obviously is a team that just swept us last year, so we got our work cut out for us. But we do have Kevin Durant on our side this time instead of Desmond Bane. How's Phoenix doing? Oh, by the way, Phoenix is in the playoffs as well. Phoenix has got Booker and Bane in the backcourt, and then that's pretty much it. So they have Brandon Clark as well. And then Gigi Jackson starting for them, who's probably having a good season. 15 points per game. Shout out to Gigi Jackson. All right. Game 1 goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They beat us 150 to 116. Game 2 goes to them 142 to 116. So far, not great, but we do have 2 games at home. So let's see if we can't come out here and win game 3 potentially. And we could put ourselves in a position to tie the series if we win game 3. And we might be able to do that if we hang on. And we will. 131-142. We have won game 3, so at least we're not getting swept this year. They want to fix the rotation up, which is fine. Let's even shrink the bench utilization down even further. All right, let's go game 4 now in Memphis to tie the series. Are they going to go up 3-1? Close game so far. We've taken the lead back. They take it back, and they may hang on to it. We're going to go down 3-1, so that sucks. But here goes game 5 in Oklahoma City. All we got to do is win this one. We force the game 6 back to Memphis. And we got ourselves a close one again. We hang on to the lead. Yes, we will. 132 to 116. So we are digging deep. All we got to do is win game 6. We have a game 7, and who knows what happens in a game 7. Come on, man. I need you to dig deep, Memphis. But the Thunder, I think, are going to beat us in... Oh, wait. Overtime. And we do barely squeak by. Oh, my goodness. John Morant with 42 points. I thought we lost that game. But all right. We are still alive here. So, Williams jump shot. I guess Daron Sharp made the game winner, maybe? That's crazy. Okay. We'll take it. That's awesome. All right. We got game 7. Here goes nothing. Game 7. Let's see if we can't win Game 7. In Oklahoma City, we're not getting swept this time. We may be able to beat the Thunder on their home court in Game 7. Can we do it? It is close. We have the lead right now. Don't blow it. It is a very close game. We might have to jump in Season 1 to watch this end here. And it is a minute 41 left on the clock. I think we jump in and watch this, right? This is too close to not watch. 120 to 118. This to go to the second round and, you know, really feel like we have something building here. So let's go and just watch this bad boy. I'm not even going to play this out. So John Morant's about to get the inbound. I think he does. Shea's guarding him. John Morant's going to take it. Nope. He's going to stay on the perimeter. Durant with the ball now. We got Edie posting up. They're going to bring a double team. Edie come out of the... Oh, okay. Never mind. Edie's got this. He dunks over Jalen Williams. Pretty wild. And that was a 4-point game. That was a big possession. That really worked in our favor. Just got to get a stop here. We could be in a really good spot right now. So Shea is going to take the basket. Lou Dort gets the ball. Jalen Williams thought about it. He's going to get a screen. Jaren Jackson's there. And Jalen Williams knocks it down. 122 to 120. Okay, they had to work for it. Nothing you could do there. Man, this is scary times right now. John Morant has the ball on Shea. Dancing on him. Morant's going to take it on Shea, I think. And I don't love that. Oh, gosh, that was horrible. John Morant, I need you to just pass it next time. Okay, Jalen Williams is... I thought he was going to stop for 3, but instead, Chet has a layup cutting to the basket. It is a tie ball game after we just had a 4-point lead. We need a better shot, John Morant, than what you just had. That was horrible. So please do something better this possession. Okay, so Durant. Maybe give the ball to Durant, maybe. Darren Sharp screen. John Morant 3. And he was open, and he sinks it. 125 to 122. That was a big shot from John Morant. Jay Gilgeous-Alexander is going to try to respond. 40 seconds left on the clock. He's just going to take it, I think, to the basket. And Shea just bullies John Morant. 36 seconds left. Man, this is a game so far. We got ourselves a barn burner. All right. Morant is going to try to do what he just did earlier. He's going to please... Oh, okay. He's going to pass it this time. Darren Sharp. Going to give it to Jaren Jackson. 11 seconds left. They're passing it back and forth. Sharp, please give it to Durant or something. Yes, Durant 3. I like this shot. Please. Durant. Almost offensive rebound. Oh, my God. This is going to be it right here. Oh, gosh. 9 seconds left. Lou Dort is going to have the ball. Oh, gosh. Lou Dort's about to have an open shot. Shea on John Morant. Shea is going to get fouled. He's going to the free throw line. We have no timeouts remaining either. Oh, my goodness. Shea, you need to miss one. He's not missing one, is he? What a brutal way to lose if we lose like this. Okay. I feel like the computer won't have a good shot quality, so I'm going to Durant here with 2 seconds left. Can I even get this off? No, I can't get it off. What a brutal way to lose. 125 to 126. I honestly thought we were about to go to round 2. Man, heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking, but it is what it is. So close to taking out the Oklahoma City Thunder, but unfortunately falls short. So we got the Timberwolves and the Pistons in the final. Shout out to the Pistons, and the Timberwolves going to win the championship. Edwards is your finals MVP. So you got LeBron retiring, Al Horford retiring, you know, James Harden. So a lot of... Oh, James Harden just retired the Timberwolves. Interesting. So him and Anthony Edwards would be an interesting pairing. But damn, man, that was disappointing. So let's get to the offseason. So I said we have a ton of versatility this offseason, obviously. So the Rockets should not have the #1 pick via the Nets. And then the Thunder, of course, and the Knicks pick needs fixed. So there's a few picks here that needs fixed, unfortunately. Let's go fix those. And then, I mean, we're going to keep Trent Peterson, obviously, although there's better candidates. But I think even if we fire him, we wouldn't have a ton of money to work with. So we're going to leave Trent Peterson the way it is right now. So I'm going to go fix these draft picks, and then we're going to evaluate what we're going to do this offseason. But more than likely, I think we have to resign Durant and Jaren Jackson. I mean, they're the free agents, but we do have to, you know, look at all options. Like, is there the ability to, I don't know, go for somebody different? That would make sense. I doubt it. I think you probably resign Durant and Jaren Jackson. That's probably our best path to continue to contend here. So let's go fix these draft picks before we do that. So we do have an early second-round pick in this draft, so I guess I'll see if I can't pull something off here. So I'm going to go ahead and take Carter Knox here out of Arkansas to be the pick, and he'll be welcomed into Memphis, 6'6", and he will be a 70 overall. Player options, Zach Edey, Prosper, and Dink. I'm going to go ahead and accept. So accept all these, of course. And then we got Yuki, Zion, and Cam Spencer as free agents. But obviously, we know the important free agents here are going to be Durant, and Jaren Jackson. Obviously, we could throw an offer sheet at Paulo. We could sign Luka, but a Luka John Morant backcourt fit would be very weird. So I think at the end of the day, we just have to re-sign Jaren Jackson and Durant and call it good. So Durant has 2 offers, so we have to keep that in mind. The Warriors trying to bring him back. You got the Bulls in on him. So I think what I would ideally like to do is match him with John Morant's contract, which I assume there's 3 years. No, there's only 2 years. So let's see if we can give Durant a 2-year deal to stick around in Memphis. So let's just offer this without doing anything. Well, let's give him a no trade clause too. So let's go no trade clause, and we'll bring the money up just a little bit. 57. Let's say he gets, yeah, this is the most I can give him. So I assume we'd be his number 1 offer. No, we are not. So we might have to give him more than that because the Bulls are in on him. Jaren Jackson should be pretty easy to sign back. Jaren Jackson only 26 years old, so I'd give him a 5-year deal. But let's bring it down to 40 if possible. So let's go 40 flat on him if we can. Well, let's give Durant a little bit of a better offer because he doesn't like that offer. The Bulls are in on him, and we can't afford to lose Durant. So, Durant, please don't leave me because I gave you quite a bit of, what if I did a player option instead, and you have an option to opt out after this season? And no, the Bulls are still in the lead. Okay. Well, as much as I would hate to do it, do I give him a 4-year deal? I don't want to, but if we're going to get Durant back, option, no trade clause, 2 years. You have 2 years and you have an opt-out option. There we go. So where's number 1 offer now? Is there any other bird rights? We do have Luke Kennard and Dwight Powell. So, I mean, we should be getting Durant and Jaren Jackson back. So that's fine. So we'll resign them and we'll look at what our options are after that. So we'll resign these guys. So that's done. And we have actually the ability to sign another good player, which is, helpful. So we have Scottie Pippen, which will remain the backup point guard. So basically, it's our 2-guard spot that could use some work. Prosper, Aldama. Yeah, so it's only our backup shooting guard spot. So there was some good options here, though. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker, to me, sticks out, honestly, as the guy to bring in here. 38%, 9 points per game. So I'm going to go for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to be the guy. So welcome to Memphis. And we're basically running it back, almost, as you can see. I don't think there was a ton of change. I guess we're hoping that Edie and Jalen Wells develop in this rotation because they would be the guys to help us out with that. We were 1 game away from pushing the Thunder out and getting to the 2nd round, which is why I'm comfortable just running it back again, hopefully. So these guys come back, which is fine. So you have Jalen Wells, 86, Zach Edey. Jalen Wells only an 82 overall, which does suck. Aldama is an 82, and then Sharp and Prosper up to 79. So not a whole lot. Are we still under the 2nd apron? I don't know. So... well, we're 2 years in. I think we'd be under it because it would go up. We'd be pretty close to being under it anyway. So I don't know. So we might be able to make another big trade at the deadline if we feel the need to do so. But I guess we need to do kind of just explore how the team is doing first. Let's go take a look at the rotation going into year 2. So power rank is 8th overall, so still high on us. We're a 4-star balanced system, which is great. Love that. And here is your rotation. So we are still 9-man rotation, but it's John Morant, Jalen Wells, Kevin Durant, Jaren Jackson, Zach Edey, Dante Aldama, Scottie Pippen, Alexander Walker, and Prosper. So we do have Sharp out of the rotation entirely, which does suck. I would like him to play, but it does, keep in mind that we might have the option to make some kind of upgrade. How did Jalen Wells do last year anywhere? 7 points, 39% from 3. Okay. I love Jalen Wells, obviously, but if there's the ability to upgrade somewhere, it'd be the 2-guard spot right now. So we'll see. We're the 8th power rank, not 8th seed, not yet anyway. So we'll simulate this season, and we'll hope that we have a similar, maybe a better regular season than last year, but hopefully we're in the playoffs. We get in the dance. We were very close getting to round 2, so we'll see how it goes. And if I stop at the deadline, of course, I will show you. So Steph at the age of 39 wins MVP. So shout out to Stephen Curry. We do really have to appreciate how good Stephen Curry is, man. Watching him is so much fun every single time. I just always remind myself in the playoffs like how good he is to watch play basketball. It's crazy. Elite Glaze I just kind of talked about there, but whatever. 6-man goes to Josh Giddey. Defensive player goes to Wembanyama. BJ's co-most improved, and Steph's your clutch player, and Steve Kerr coach of the year. Same thing goes for LeBron as well. These guys doing at the age that they're doing, what they're doing right now is pretty wild. And it should be appreciated, not hated, right? So here's NBA first team. Still no Memphis Grizzlies, and we do get John Morant making it again. So Durant has not made it for us, which does suck, but it's all good, right? I mean, we don't need him to make all NBA teams. We need to bring in Larry O'Brien. So we are the 3rd seed in the West this time. So we avoid the Thunder altogether. Instead, we draw the Portland Trail Blazers, which will be interesting. So here are your player stats. You had 26 from Durant, 25 from John Morant, 13.5 from Jaren Jackson, 12.5 from Aldama, 10 from Pippen, 8 and 10 from Zach Edey, 7 from Alexander Walker, and 7 from Jalen Wells. So here we go. Round 1 against the Blazers. They want to start Nickeil Alexander Walker, which I'm not opposed to. I like Alexander Walker. Not shooting as well from 3 this year, but all good. So, Blazers. Let's see what they have. They have Scoop, Sharp, Kamari, Danny Avdija, and Donovan Clingan. So, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but this is the Blazers. Well, I can't speak for every Blazers fan, but I think this is the Blazers fans' dream starting 5 next year, hopefully, where Scoot, Sharp's on the backcourt with Kamari, Danny Avdija, and Clingan, because I think we all want to see the ceiling of this starting 5. Like, can Scoot and Sharp jump up to stars? Can Danny Avdija take an all-star jump because of how good he was last year? Obviously, Kamara's going to be good. Clingan, how good will we be defensively? So we're basically hoping that Aiden and Simons, and as much as we love Simons and, of course, Jeremy Grant are not involved as much next year, but we'll see. That's we haven't even done a Blazers offseason rebuild yet, so we'll get to them eventually. But game 1 goes to Portland. Wow, 113-102. Okay, they win game 1 on our home floor, but we do even it up. So we got to get one on their home floor, and things will be just fine. And we do already. So beat them by 20, 29 from Scoot, 33 from Morant. Game 4 goes to us. Can we beat them in 5? No. Game 6? No, we're going to a game 7 with the young Blazers. Okay, game 7 is happening. So here we go. So also, what we need to be doing is moving this to a 9 rotation, by the way. I forgot to do that. So game 7 in Memphis. Another game 7 in round 1, just like last year. So hopefully we don't lose this time. It's looking good for us. The young Blazers are not ready for the game 7 environment. We blow them out. It wasn't even close, really. So thankfully it wasn't a close one. And now we get to play the 7th-seed Utah Jazz. We have a potential path to making it to the conference finals. So the Jazz have George, Edgecombe, Markkanen, Jabari, Kessler, Collier. I guess I can't sleep on a young team like the Jazz because you never know. They always, are sneaky good in the sim. And then Toronto or Boston on the other side, it's going to be Atlanta. So Atlanta versus Toronto. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. All right, game 1. We're up 1-0, 124-108, 38 and 32 apiece. So they combined for what? 70 points the first game. We'll take that each and every time. They do win game 2 by 1. And we won game 3, blow them out in game 3. We're up 3-1. We were just up 3-1 earlier, and then we, had a game 7 happen. But this time, we win in 5. So now we are into the conference finals. So we get to play the Warriors and the Timberwolves. Let's see if I can look at their rosters. Okay. Get to their rosters, please. This is what I meant to look at. Okay. Curry, Podziemski, Okogie, Chet. Wow, Chet went to the Warriors? That's actually crazy. Why is Chet leaving? I feel like every time I try to sign Chet, he gets matched every time. But he's been leaving them lately. So we'll see. They're in a 2-2 series right now. The Timberwolves win game 5, and they win game 6. Okay. We got Toronto, Chicago, or Indiana on the other side. It's going to be Toronto and Chicago. So Memphis versus Minnesota. These two teams met up in the first round years ago. I remember how fun that series was. So let's see if we can't beat them here. So we're up 1-0. We are up 2-0. So far, so good. Anthony Edwards versus Durant again. And it's a tied series. So it looked like we were about to maybe run away with a victory here, but instead we have a 2-2 series. And we can take the 3-2 lead here if we hang on to this lead right here, which it looks like we will, as long as we don't blow it. And we will hang on. 125-143. So we have a 3-2 lead. This to get to the NBA Finals to play the Chicago Bulls. Can we do it? It's going to be a Game 7 happening, it looks like. Unless, wait a minute. Back in it. We win. Yeah, we almost took Game 6 from them. Okay. Game 7. Here we go. Minnesota's giving us some problems right now, which is to be expected. Edwards versus John Morant. Durant here, of course, too. We have a close game. We take the lead at the end. We have a 6-point lead. So as long as we don't blow 6-point lead, it's a 4-point game. Let's jump in and watch with 40 seconds left. 4-point game to get to the finals. We have the ball. I'm going to watch again because that's just I don't know. It's just fun to do it that way. So please take care of the possessions that we have here. We have a 4-point lead, 40 seconds left. Please inbound the ball to somebody. I feel like that was a 5-second violation, but Gary Trent going to give it to Morant for 3, who was open, and Morant is going to miss it. Gobert with the rebound. It's not a great first possession, although it was a good quality shot, so I can't be complaining in that department. But DiVincenzo just need to stop here. Oh gosh, Asa Noel over Morant. 25 seconds left. Now I will say they probably have to foul here, so at least we'll be able to get to the free throw line. And they're going to foul John Morant. So free throw line game is going to start here. So here we go. Morant is going to sink the first one to make that a 3-point game, but hopefully he sinks the second one. Minnesota does have a timeout, and he makes both. Minnesota chooses to use that last timeout. 92-96. As long as we don't allow a 3, I'm cool with everything else. So let's see. Stop would be the priority, but if we're able to, just allow them to get 2, we'll play the free throw game again with them. So we got DiVincenzo taking it over Morant. He's going to give it to Anthony Edwards. Edwards got Jalen Wells guarding him. Edwards fades, and he's going to miss it. Rebound secured, and that should be ball game. We should be going to the NBA Finals, which is awesome as long as Aldama knocks these down. He's going to make the first one. Lovely. And he should be making the second one. And we're about to punch our ticket to the NBA Finals. So Anthony Edwards going to have the ball. See what he does. Give it to Asa Noel. And Gobert was about to screen. It looked like Edwards 3. Edwards misses. And that is all she wrote. We are headed to the NBA Finals to play the Chicago Bulls. So let's get to it. So John Morant wins Conference Finals MVP as Jalen Durant wins it for the Bulls. So let's see what they have going on in Chicago. I actually have no idea to this point. So they have Lonzo, De'Aaron Fox. Okay. Jalen Clark, Patrick Williams, Jalen Durant, Kobe White, Jaden Ivey. This is just a weird collection of players. I'm not going to lie to you. Very weird, very bizarre, but they're in the finals for a reason. So I obviously won't write them off. This is going to be a very interesting finals, to say the least. It's a very weird combination of players they have, but let's see how it goes. Now, Alexander Walker is cold right now, which does suck, and so is Prosper. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us. Game 1 goes to us, 133-111, 45-10 from Durant. Game 2 goes to us, which is awesome, 31-8 from John Morant. So far, so good. 2-1. They could tie the series, and they do. So it looked like we were on our way to maybe sweeping them, and instead we have a 2-2 series here, and the Bulls are giving us some problems as they have the lead right now in Game 6. We get it back at any point? No, we will not. We're going to go down 3-2. All right. NBA Finals time, but we're down 3-2. I'm going 8-man rotation for this Game 6 to force a Game 7 if we can. Going to be relatively close. Just please get a Game 7 back to Memphis. I want to be in front of those fans. Looks good right now. It looks like we will go to the Game 7. So Game 7 is happening. Game 7 to bring home a championship to the Grizzlies. Let's see how close this is going to be. Start off hot in the first quarter. Keep the foot on the pedal. It's looking good. And honestly, even though this was only 2 seasons, I actually might end this rebuild on this note because this is just a great note to end off on. So I think that's what we're going to do. 94-123. If I ran it back, I wouldn't be doing anything this offseason. So yeah, we can go for 2 championships in a row. But to me, I think getting John Morant just 1 along with Durant as well in Memphis feels good. And I think I'm going to end it off on that note. So let's just play this out to end this off. But this was a fun rebuild still to this point. Obviously, bringing in Durant was kind of an interesting idea to start things off. Don't know how many people are going to agree with that. But I don't know. I would like to see, even if Memphis can get away with not trading Bane, which I don't know if that would really be possible. But if you could trade everything else and keep Jaren Jackson, Durant, Bane all together, that'd be pretty wild. I don't know if you could do that with Morant as well. But I would be down for it. So we got a lob to Zach Edey. Nice. So that's going to be a nice little possession there out of me, which usually never happens. De'Aaron Fox. Like I said, this was just a weird collection of players that the Bulls had. A lot of guard action. Lonzo, Kobe White, Ivy, De'Aaron Fox. I have Durant, obviously, too. Bazelis is fun. And then Vucevic was still a Bull as well, which I was surprised by. Fox gets an open one, and he does get a 3 on us. But thankfully, it is a 28-point lead right now, so we're chilling in that department. But let's get another good possession here if we can. So I'm going to go to Zach Edey in the corner. That's not where I want to go with this. Let's go Durant. Durant for 3. Enough space, maybe? And nope, not going in. Kobe White gets the rebound. John Morant, Kobe White. Kobe White's going to take it. He's going to pass it out. Give it to Fox. Kobe White's open, and I gambled. Oh, he probably didn't need to go that side of the rim, but he did anyway. So he went to where the defense was. And let's see if I can't just, boom, put a statement on this win and bring home a championship to the Memphis Grizzlies. Like I said, very beautiful way to end this video off. The Bulls will have 1 more possession, but after that, that's all she wrote. So Jaden Ivey going to try to make something happen. Going to give it to Fox, who is open again. Going to miss it. Durant with the offensive rebound. Bazelis in the corner decides not to shoot it. It looks like the Bulls will just hang on to it. So that's it. We are going to walk away champions. The Grizzlies get it done. And like I said, I think I'm going to end it off on that note, guys, with a beautiful way to end this one with a championship. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm very curious to see what the Grizzlies do this offseason. Will they trade Ja Morant? Is his Memphis, or is his time in Memphis over? Or will the Grizzlies bring in something else and shake up the roster? We shall see. Thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.